As you have seen, we have seen people working, and we have almost 2,000 people who work here during peak time. And today there are almost 1,000. We have 240 women. We have 400 youths. And the rest are residents or people from this great county of ours. So we came just to see what is happening and to listen to them, because there is a conversation that is going on. And this is a conversation that is going on within this year on the issue of judicial or court orders that are emanating from the judiciary that are trying to stop such projects. And I want you to see, I want you to ask yourself, if they stop this project that is ongoing right here, where will these people go? And what we are telling the judiciary, we are not actually telling them what to do. We are telling them to apply what we call public good and public interest when they are giving their court orders. Because if you can stop such a project just because one person goes to court and says that he's aggrieved by what is happening, and you issue a court order to stop such a project. Did you listen to Bamamboga here, who is selling food to these people, 1,000 people? Did you listen to the people who have been employed here who will have now money to take their kids to school in January? Or we are telling the judiciary, do not be used by a few individuals by stopping public development or by stopping development that is taken by the government. And we are telling them, when you're issuing those court orders, use what we call public interest and public good. And when you're doing that, use parameters like constitutional values. This government of ours was given mandate by the people to provide affordable housing to the people. So when you give a court order saying that we do not provide shelter to the people, are you promoting slums? Are you promoting that people stay in the streets? So what we are saying is that we are going, this conversation has already started, and we are happy about it. I have already instructed the officers at the Senate that we are going to amend the JSC Act so that we can introduce what we call policy courts. Just like we have the commercial courts, just like we have the employment courts. Any issue that emanates from the government, that anybody wants to take it to court, it should not just go to any court. It should go to a policy court. And that court will have to listen to that case within a certain timeline of about 30 days. Because we have a mandate for 5 years. A mandate that the people gave us to bring development to them. You know? So if a judge can give a date, say I'm going to listen to this case after 7 years, what will I tell my people when I go home when they elected me? So we have to say anybody, because we are not telling people not to go to court, but if you go to court to challenge anything that emanates from parliament, anything that emanates from the national government, it must be taken to the policy court so that it can be expedited very fast and within the timeline that we are going to pass, which is about 30 days, all the way from the court, all the way to the Supreme Court, so that we do it very fast and bring development to this nation.
What is being seen right now is a case of some people and some individuals trying to use the court of law, the court of justice, to restrain the work being done by the executive. And they have gone to an extent of even getting into the National Assembly work. It is a shock that a court order can be given to stop public participation. It is a shock of a lifetime. I mean, what is public participation? Is asking people whether they are in support of something or not. Why would the judiciary stop that? So there is a need to actually look at these things in a deeper way. I want to say, and I have read the statement by the Koome. I've read the statement, and really it does not say much. I believe everywhere some accusation come in, the judiciary should not come guns blazing to protect itself. They should come in to actually look at what is being said. When we say there are corrupt judges, there are people who are being used. It is not something that is out of ordinary. We have had it before. We have had people even going to court. We have had videos from the likes of Sonko on issues corruption. Young parliamentarian, when I look at the number of people who are working in this site alone, and I've not even mentioned my site that is in Manyata constituency, where we have close to 120 people working, I feel very bad that we can decide, okay, let's have things normal and stop all this and go back to living a life where we are not looking at this agenda that is actually very progressive. So it's a matter of time to ensure we change this narrative, and I want to appeal to the judiciary to actually implement some sort of restraint. If we decide to interfere with the judiciary, we are going to take a very different route as a country. If we decide to interfere with the judiciary, and it is very easy for executive to interfere with the judiciary, they can even close the taps of money. And I believe His Excellency the President doesn't want to go that route. I have been very keen on the debate that has been ongoing in terms of this housing agenda. And I want to say it is so appalling that we are facing such difficulties when other countries have been able to successfully implement the affordable housing agenda. I want to speak on my own behalf. I believe in the judiciary, and I am the biggest supporter of autonomy of the judiciary. But I want to say this: our judiciary has not had a very clean past, and it has made many mistakes in the past. Where we are today as a country in terms of corruption has been, in some extent percentage, been because of our judiciary. Because many judicial cases that get there, many corruption cases, they don't see the light of the day. So we need to ask ourselves, what is it as a country we are supposed to do? Number one, I want to appeal to all arms of government to implement some sort of resilience and some sort of restraint when it comes to interfering with the other arms of government work. And I'm saying this having seen how the judiciary can be used by even the people who are in other arms of government to derail an arm of government agenda. We have seen the likes of Okia Umtata going to court, who they're in Senate, they're in an arm of government, but they go to this other arm of government to actually curtail the work being done by the National Assembly.